After months of hype and pre-publicity, the Jaguar F-Pace has finally arrived in South Africa. Of course, all that hype also means that there's a lot of expectation around this car, and that expectation centers around its ability to maintain Jaguar's dynamic capabilities with some practicality and SUV all-terrain talent. This particular car is the Jaguar 2-litre diesel R Sport, and it seems to hit the sweet spot as far as value and capability are concerned.
However, the F-Pace does find itself in a closely contested segment. The BMW X3 has been the dominant player in this category, with the Audi Q5 also a successful protagonist. Both have been under threat from the recently introduced Mercedes-Benz GLC, and all three have one compelling advantage over the Jaguar. They are at least 200,000 rands cheaper.
The Jaguar F-Pace is larger than the Audi Q5, the BMW X3 and the Mercedes-Benz GLC, but with the narrow glass aperture, the high waistline, the muscular haunches and that tapered roofline, it does put the emphasis on sport rather than utility in the SUV nomenclature. It is a car that looks really athletic and very dynamic.
Given Jaguar's sports car heritage, that emphasis on athletic appeal should come as no surprise. It also makes the F-Pace look a little friskier and more exciting than its more conservative rivals. In R Sport guise, those attributes are further emphasized by the 19-inch alloy wheels and a body kit with bolder front and rear bumpers, bigger air intakes and additional color coding. The result is an SUV that turns heads. There's more good news inside the car.
The F-Pace interior is very much a high-tech space, and much of the interaction between its occupants and the various systems and controls is via this touchscreen display, which works really, really well. This particular example also has the virtual instruments, which is an added cost option. And talking of options, as much as the interior is very well equipped here, there is a very long list of options, and most of those are quite expensive.
The execution of the cabin is exemplary, with a strong emphasis on tangible quality and high comfort levels. The design and layout is very much modern Jaguar, including features such as the retractable gear selector, the metal detailing and the perforated leather. Given its generous wheelbase, rear seating space is impressive. However, the luggage area is compromised by a raised cover, which has been fitted to accommodate a full-sized spare wheel.
This F-Pace is powered by Jaguar's so-called Ingenium 4-cylinder 2-litre turbodiesel engine. It uses variable geometry turbocharging and common rail direct injection to produce a useful but hardly class-leading 132 kilowatt of maximum power linked to 430 newton meters of torque, the latter already available at just 1,750 RPM. The gearbox is an 8-speed automatic.
The drivetrain is matched to impressive underpinnings. The F-Pace rides on a dual wishbone suspension up front, together with an integral link rear suspension. Jaguar's lightweight aluminium construction keeps the weight down while also providing a stiff body structure. The power-to-weight ratio is just under 75 kilowatt per tonne.
For a vehicle weighing almost 1.8 tonnes and powered by a relatively modest 2-litre turbodiesel engine, the F-Pace feels quite sprightly. It gets off the mark with real intent, and mid-range tractability is particularly impressive. Overall, the car feels unfussed, and if you go to manual mode, of course, it can become quite sporty as well.
Jaguar claims a 0 to 100 km/h acceleration time of 8.7 seconds, while maximum speed is 208 km/h. Perhaps more importantly, good load-on torque, a responsive throttle and crisp steering all make for enjoyable driving. A slightly gruff engine and some road noise compromise refinement, however. The factory claims a consumption figure of 5.3 litres per 100 kilometres, but we never saw the Jag's thirst dip below 8 litres per 100 kilometres.
The Jaguar F-Pace 2-litre diesel R Sport is an intriguing and appealing alternative to its more established rivals in the segment. It's larger than those rivals, and it's also reasonably well equipped, while performance is swift and unflustered. However, it is priced at a premium, and refinement is not quite up there with the best.
Willing performance, good road manners and a spacious cabin are some of the Jaguar SUV's strongest traits, while the execution inside and out is true to the Jaguar ethos. However, the biggest challenge facing the F-Pace is its pricing, which looks expensive next to its direct rivals.